Dear students, in this lecture I am going to explain the concept of income under Income Tax Act 1961. Income is the subject matter of Income Tax Act. If you are having income and your income is above taxable limit, you are required to pay tax, otherwise not. What is income? Income is receipt, but every receipt is not income. Income is receipt, but every receipt is not income. Say for example, when you receive pocket money from your parents, that is not your income, that is only receipt for you. The logic is simple, you have not earned that money. That money has been earned by your parents and your parents have distributed it as your pocket money. That is why the concept of income becomes very important so that we can know which receipt is income and which receipt is not income. The next point, which is very important, it is net income which is taxable. What is net income? When you earn income, whatever expenses you have incurred to earn that income, you can deduct all those expenses and only the net receipt will be taxable. Say for example, when you run a business and you sell goods, your sale value is not taxable. Whatever expenses you have incurred to make those sales, all the expenses you can deduct. Only net income will be taxable. In simple words, whatever expenses you are incurring to generate income, all those expenses will be deducted and only the net receipt will be taxable. The next important point is income is always having a source. Always. Say for example, when you run a business and you get profit, business is your source and profit is your income. As a salaried employee, when you get salary, your employment is your source and salary is your income. And remember, it is income which is taxable, not source. Your profit out of your business will be taxable, not your business. Your salary will be taxable, not your employment. So remember this. The next point is receipt is of two kinds, revenue and capital. In general, revenue receipts are income, not capital receipts. What is revenue receipts? Revenue receipts are of recurring nature, having regular feature, like your salary, you get regularly in regular interval. You run a business, you sell goods regularly. That selling activity is revenue. So whatever income you are getting from recurring activities is revenue receipt. Capital receipt is what? When you sell your assets, that is capital receipt. In general, capital receipts are not taxable. However, there is a capital gain head under Income Tax Act in which certain capital receipts are also taxable. We will discuss about it when we learn capital gain head. The next topic is regularity of income. It is not necessary that income should be regular. It may be one-time income, it may be regular income. Say for example, when you win a lottery, lottery is not your regular income. Nobody can win lottery regularly. It is a one-time income, it is an occasional income, but after all it is income. You have to pay tax. So income may be regular like your salary, like your business activity, like rent received out of your house property, but income may be one time like lottery. So remember this. The next point is tainted or illegal income. Under Income Tax Act, if you are having income, that will be taxable. Though the income has been earned from illegal activities, you have to pay tax. You cannot excuse that my source is illegal. When you are having income, you have to pay tax. Income Tax Act does not make any difference in legal and illegal income. Both are taxable. The next, cash or kind. Income may be in cash or in kind. In cash, you all know. What is in kind? Say for example, when as a professional you advise your client and in consideration of your advice, your client instead of paying cash gives you a mobile phone. That mobile phone will be consideration for you and that is your earning. though it is in kind, the monetary value of that mobile phone will be your income. So income may be in cash or in kind. The next important thing, application of income. Why we earn income? To apply it. Application means using income. When you use your income for various purposes, that is called application of income. Application of income is taxable. You cannot excuse that I have applied all my income for various purposes and I am nothing having to pay the tax. When you earn income, income reaches to your hand. Thereafter, what you are doing with your income is your own matter. You have to pay tax. You cannot take excuse that I have applied all my income for my various purposes and I am having nothing to pay tax. You have to pay tax though you have spent all your income. Next, diversion of income. Diversion of income is not taxable. What is diversion? Income does not reach to your hand. It goes to somebody else and that somebody else will pay the tax. Say for example, say there is a Mr. A which is having a large estate. And Mr. A transferred all his estates to Mr. B, but with a condition that 20% of the income out of that estate will go to Mr. C. In this case, the estate belongs to Mr. B. Mr. B is enjoying the whole estate. Mr. B is having control over the whole estate, but the income out of those estates, 80% will be under the control of Mr. B and 20% will go to Mr. C. So this is case of diversion. Mr. B will be required to pay tax on 80% income and 20% will be 20% income will be taxable in the hands of Mr. C. That is diversion. How you will identify there is a diversion of income? You have to see the facts and circumstances of the case. And the important point is what? The control over the income. The person who is earning the income is having control. If yes, and after earning, he is distributing, that is application. But when you are not having control over your income, you cannot distribute it freely. That is called diversion. So remember this. Next, contingent income. What is contingency? Contingency means something which may or which may not, depends on future. So contingent income means a income which may be income or which may not be income, depends on the happening or non-happening of future event. So it is uncertain whether that event will happen or not. Till it becomes certain, no need to pay tax. So contingent income is not taxable because it is not ascertain, and which is not ascertain is not your income. Next important point is 5 heads of income. Under Income Tax Act, there are 5 heads for calculating income. The first one, income from salaries. Second, income from house property. Third, profit or gain from business or profession. Fourth, capital gains. And the last, income from other sources. These 5 heads are there to calculate your total income. Next important point is basis of income. What is basis of income? How the income will be taxed under Income Tax Act. The basis of income is simple. There are 2 bases of income. First, receipt basis and second, due basis. Under business or profession head or income from other sources, how your income will be taxed, it will depend on your account, your accounting method. If your accounting method is mercantile, so all those income which are due in previous year, you have to pay tax though income has not been received. Under mercantile basis, as you all know, due is important. If income is due, you have to pay tax. If you are keeping your accounts as per cash system, then all those income which you have received during the previous year only will be taxable. As you all know what is cash system and what is mercantile system. As far as other incomes are concerned, like income from salary, capital gains or income from house property, in general, income is taxable under those heads on due or receipt, whichever is earlier basis. So that is also very important, and we will discuss about it when we will learn about all these heads. Next, composite income. That is also very important point. Income tax is a composite tax. It is not your individual income or individual head which is taxable. It is your total income which is taxable. If you are having income from more than one head, all the incomes will be taken together and your aggregate income will be taxable. It is not tax on salary, it is not tax on house property or profit of business or capital gain or other source. It is a tax on total income. Say for example, you are earning salary as well as you are having a part-time business. So your income will be calculated from all your sources and all your income will put together and your total or aggregate income will be taxable. The next important thing, personal gifts. Normally gifts are not taxable, but there are certain gifts which are taxable under Income Tax Act. We will also discuss about it when we will learn income from other sources. There I will explain about gift in detail. But remember, gifts are generally not taxable, but there are certain gifts which are taxable. Next, PIN money. What is PIN money? PIN money is a money saved by a woman out of household expenses. For example, when a husband gives money to his wife for household purposes, and out of those expenses, if wife saves certain money, that money is called PIN money. That is not income of wife. No need to pay tax on PIN money. The logic is again simple, that income has not been earned by her. That income has been given by her husband. So PIN money is not taxable. Always remember. But remember one thing, out of those PIN money, if wife invest those money in bank or other places and gets income, that will be taxable. But PIN money which is saved from household expenses is not taxable. Next, lump sum or installment. Income may be in lump sum or income may be in installment. Say for example, when you give your house on rent and your tenant pays the entire rent of the whole year in advance to you. That is taxable. That is a lump sum receipt for you. There is another house property belonging to you and your tenant of that house property is paying you rent regularly on month by month basis. In that case, you are getting your income in installment. That is also your income. So income may be in lump sum or income may be in installment. No problem at all. Next important point, must come from outside. You cannot give income to your own self. Income must come from outside. Have an example. There are 4 friends. They contributed 10,000 each to go and enjoy in a restaurant. They go to this restaurant and enjoy their foods. After enjoying the foods, 4,000 rupees are saved. Only 36,000 rupees foods they have enjoyed. These 4,000 rupees will be distributed to all the 4 friends 1,000 each. That is not income. The logic is simple. It is their money which is distributed to them because that money has been saved. So income must come from outside. You cannot give income to your own self. So these are some important points relating to concept of income. Thank you.